And before I start, I'd like to acknowledge the elders. I'd like to acknowledge, the wonderful welcome from Uncle Des, and who's helped us many times. So it's great to see him and making an effort to be with us today. And I'd like to welcome you all to this CiCT forum. It's a CiCT forum like no other, in these times which have been like no other. The CiCT forum is gone from strength to strength, assisting refugees when they most need it, in the resettlement journey, in the healing journey. And it really brings together the best of refugee communities from all over the world to help each other to garner, their strength and to participate together in this mutually empowering process. I cannot think of any other time when these strengths are going to be needed more than now. COVID-19 has had enormous impact all over the world, has impacted tremendously on some of the most vulnerable communities here in Australia, and many refugees, and particularly those with uncertain visa status, have been affected the most. It is also a time when many of the refugees communities that we work with, and the ones that of course immediately come to mind, are communities from Afghanistan, from Myanmar, from Syria, from Iraq, but also from many other parts around the world. One of the things that sometimes we tend to forget is that COVID-19 is not just something that is affecting the medical health of people around the world. It is affecting people's mental health, and we're probably only at the beginning of a perception of the impact that this is going to have going forward. But it's also affecting the human rights situation around the world. It's placing even more pressure on communities that are already vulnerable. It's making it harder and harder for human rights defenders, for journalists, for communities to help each other and to, I suppose, make known what is happening in many places around the world. So I hear all the time about different pressures, different problems arising in many parts around the world that we don't see in the media, that don't make the news. And this is a growing problem, and something that is going to need the strength of communities coming together to deal with. And it is terrific, therefore, to see how in this difficult context, this webinar has been able to be brought together, and perhaps stronger than ever, because I can see that we've been joined from people not just in New South Wales, not just in Australia, but now from many parts around the world. And that really, it's a credit to both the people that have been working with the CiCT team at starts, but more importantly, all the community leaders, all the community influencers, all the people of goodwill that have been supporting the program, both from refugee communities and from people that have a commitment to human rights and to the plight of refugees, and particularly those that have been most affected by torture and other traumatic experiences. It's a wonderful program. I've been talking with different organizers, talking with some of the community leaders, watching some of the videos that we're going to be seeing. And I'm really proud of what is coming together. And I'm sure you'll all enjoy it greatly. We had great speakers and great panels. In fact, I love to be able to be in every panel today. So it's great that it's going to be accessible later, because I look forward to seeing those discussions on such important topics as the ones that we're dealing with today. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being such an important part of this community effort to ensure that refugees have a good chance to make new lives in Australia, and to make new lives that involve healing, that involve coming to getting in touch again with their full potential, and contributing, as refugees have contributed for such a long time, to the fabric of society of New South Wales and Australia as a whole. Thank you all, and thank you, Darren. Over to you.